Previously we had seen what is pandas, why do we use pandas when Excel is there, and how do we use pandas. So here we are going to see the data cleaning in pandas. It will be an introductory part. So for that I have created a fake data here. I have used library names for the pre-generated names, which would be very realistic, where there will be full name, first name and last name. And apart from that I have used numpy's random default range. Then for random choices, so here this is how we have created a data where the uh, columns are employee id, name, department, years of experience, performance score, monthly salary, training hours, date of joining, and branch address. Branch address is calculated using this function. So New York might be in India in this case. We have also introduced 0.05, that is 5% of null values in our columns apart from employee id. So let's get started. We have imported math and date time for various operations which we will need. Here if we see the data, we can see employee id, name, department, everything is there, and some of the columns have null values, some of the apart from employee id. So df.info, that will give us the entire range index. So here we can see 10,000 rows are there in our data, and we can see 10,000 are non-null employee IDs having data type as 32. So for each column there will be non-null count and the data type, so which will be useful for us in case we get employee id as 1 2 3 4 5 and data type would be string. Then we have to convert that. We will see that here. We can also see null values using isna or isnull and using sum. So we can see employee id column has 0, rest of them has 500, because we have introduced 5% null values here using df.sample. So if we can see the data, here we can see performance score is 3222, and as here we can see performance score would be from 1 to 5. So if we want to see performance score slash, so that is performance score out of 5, so 3/5, we can see we can create a column based on this. Before doing that, here we can see null values are present. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the null values using main of this column. We can replace this. There are multiple strategies we can use, and we can use some algorithm like clustering or anything, or we can simply put a single value like 0 might be there. Here what I'm doing is I'm replacing it with mean. So first we will see what is the mean. So here the mean is like this. Then what we are going to do is df performance dot fillna, using fillna method. In here in fillna you can pass 0 if you want to put value as 0, but here I am using mean, so I am putting df that column name dot mean. After doing that, I am rounding that to the nearest integer, because we can see here performance score is 2 3 like that, not 2.5 or anything. After doing that, for our column out of 5, we need to make sure the df performance type is string plus 5. So here what we are doing, we are not assigning to df performance score, so it will not affect the data type of performance score. Instead of that, it will create a df performance out of 5 like this. So df performance score dot astype str, so it will take the string value of here plus /5, so it will concatenate that. Now if we see the mean of the performance score, it will be surely changed because 0 was considered in the mean. Now we are considering 2 value will be there because we have used the round method, so that's why mean is changed. If we want to see the number of unique values in each column, we can use n.unique, div.nunique method. Here we can see 10,000 employee IDs are unique, then names are 9390. It is possible that some people have same name. Similarly, if we use df.describe, so it will give you for numerical columns employee ID, years of performance, performance score, monthly salary, training hours, count, mean, standard deviation, minimum value, then 21st to 3rd quadrant, and maximum value. So here we can see the range is in this. Minimum value is 5 for years of experience and 9. Now if we want to see current experience in our data, uh, we can see years of experience is 7 for this person, and date of joining is 2020. So we can see uh, this person is part of this organization 3 years, and this does not reflect that. So what we will do, we will rename the column, we'll rename the column years of experience to total years of experience, and we will use in place is equal to true, so that it will reflect in the current data frame only. After that, we will calculate years in current company. For that, what we are doing, we are using date time dot now, and we are subtracting date of joining from there, and then we are doing integer division of days by 365, so it will give years. So now if we do df dot head here, we can see years in current company, so 4 years from this date, and 7 years of total experience. In this company he has spent 4 years. If we see address here, and if we want, okay, so before going to address, if we want to see here, we can see Jack Thomas is there, Daniel Wolf is there, and if we want to divide them in first name and last name, we can do so using string.split method. Here we are using string.split, then since the values contain spaces, we are using space, and then we are using expand is equal to true, so that will make two columns. Expand will make two columns since we this have only single space and two values. If we had middle name as well, then expand would have made three columns, then we would have to put middle name as well. So by doing this, now if we put it, if we can see first name and last name is there, so Jack Thomas has become first name is Jack, last name is Thomas. Similarly, for branch addresses, we here we can see comma is there, after comma space is also there. So what we are doing, we are using, you are splitting this the comma, so we are getting city, state and country. Now if we put df dot head, we can see Beijing, New York, Japan, like city, state, country are there. These are random values which we have generated. So Tokyo is in China here. If you want, now we are calculated first name, last name, then city, state, country, so we can drop the columns name and branch address if we want. So for that, the syntax is df dot drop, where columns we have to specify which needs to be dropped, then in place is equal to true, that means it will reflect in the data frame. So if we put df dot columns, we can see columns are not there. To check the duplicated data, this is the syntax. So where df dot duplicated, only if we run this, then it will get true false values, and if we want to say the duplicated data where it returns true, then we can put it like this, df of duplicated. So here there are no duplicated values based on all the columns. If we want to check based on some column, then this is the syntax where we have to pass the column names, okay, like this. So as we saw here, it is integer 32. If we want to make it integer 64, if we want to, if we are getting string also and we want to make it to integer, then this is the syntax. So here what we are doing, in df employee id, we are using astype and we are passing integer 64. So that will, if we make integer df dot info now, we can see the data type is changed. Another thing is, when we had done this branch address, as I said, there is comma as well as space. So here space is there, but we have not considered that. So if we want to split the space from there or any of the string columns, so what we are doing is we are selecting the columns having data type as object. So that, and after that we are using dot column, so we are considering the columns having string data type, having object data type. So here using this str top strip, we are stripping the spaces out of it, so spaces will be removed since we are not passing anything. If we have 0 or any other value, so we have to pass it like that, so that we can remove. And there might be cases where we have to do some other activities, like we have to divide the data frames into country wise or city wise or maybe branch wise. So for that we can do it like, we can, here we are dividing by country, so we are doing this group by DA. Then we are making a dictionary where we are passing country and group DA, because the group by object will have country and then other columns will be there. So this is how we can do it. Here if we want to see Japan's data, then we are country df, then Japan df will be created. So here we can see all the rows uh, in this data frame of having 1352 rows are of Japan. So this is how basically data cleaning in Pandas works. This is just a basic idea. There are multiple ways, there are multiple methods, and there are multiple things with that we have to clean sometimes. So for this video, that's it.